All right, Japan, you're finally learning. You released the translations on the weekend so that I can translate them right as they come out. And I don't have to type them on my phone when I'm at work. What's going on, everyone? Talon back here, and today it is time to take a look at the brand new Agl Turles, who is supposed to be releasing tomorrow on April Fool's Day, according to the time that the event goes away on, or like the little like intro thing or the little spoiler thing for the event itself in the game right now. Supposedly it leaves tomorrow, which would indicate that the banner is supposed to drop tomorrow, which funny enough is on April Fool's Day, but it's not really an April Fool's Day card. We'll definitely be getting something like that personally. I'm not really sure what that is. I've heard random things about like LR Ribrion and things like that. I'm not really sure. But anyway, we're gonna go over the translations right now because finally they released it on the weekend when I can translate it and I don't have to like type it in my phone, post it on Twitter, wait to get home, make the video, and everyone's already like, man, Talon, we've seen that already. So let's get into the translations right now. But first off, we're gonna take a look at his super attack. So this is the Agl Ape one. 3 cards are getting Dokkan Awakens. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you watch them real quick. They're pretty cool. You're going to be surprised who this Goku is. You honestly are going to be surprised when you see this Goku's original card. I have to admit, that was pretty cool. All right, here's the big guy himself, the big new card that you're going to want to go for. That is pretty badass right there. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. All right. I like the whole emotion. Okay, so there were the SA animations, which are pretty cool. It's cool that they get to just include them simply all at once. So let's go over the card himself, and I'm going to zoom in here a bit because some of the kanji is a little hard to read, but hopefully that should be good. There's one more, okay. Yes, okay, so we're going to do one more here, and this should be fine. Okay, so basically this card is the movie villains category. But it's not just any movie villains, it's the movie boss villains that are going to be the center stage here. If you want to know what this kanji basically means right here, Gekijo Bon, which means, movies. If you've ever heard any kind of Japanese, movie intros or any kind of trailers or anything like that, you always hear like Gekijo Bon, things like that. So this essentially is all movie villain bosses, okay? That's the category for him. And if you look at it right here, by the way, again, screen to my side here, so that's why I'm not looking straight at the camera. I'm just looking a little bit to the my right, personally. But anyway, so it's all movie villain bosses. Key +3. I guess it's technically not, that's kind of his movie villains, just essentially movie bosses. So maybe that does include like Beerus from the Battle of Gods movie, but I mean, overall, most bosses from a movie are villains. Plus, you're going to see right here what the translations are. So anyway, category, Key +3, HP attack and defense up 150%. And, Matawa means also, or and essentially, all extreme types, Key +3, HP attack and defense up 50%. So, if you don't have all movie villain bosses, essentially, you can also bring other villains onto the team, but they are only getting a 50% boost right here. As you can see, the extreme kanji is right there. And then his passive, he's actually a supportive passive. He gives all people on his team Key +3, attack up 40%, and all super types all super types enemies attack down 50%, okay? So Cho no Teki no attack 15% down, okay? And then when certain conditions are met, you will then eat the Tree of Might's fruit and you'll gain a big power up. Now, based on that video that we saw just here a minute ago, it looks to be kind of like UI Goku's, where if your HP is 50% or less, then you will get the transformation essentially. It doesn't seem to be like the LRs where it's got to be like, 6 turns past or something like that. So cool if that is the way. I hope it's not a 6 turns thing though. Again, we don't see that right here. And then lastly, on his super attack, you have a medium chance to stun the opponent, which is kind of in line with most Turles cards. So that's pretty cool. In terms of any kind of like big links that you might want to actually use or you're going to really use, he's got Prepare for Battle, so that's nice. He's going to be linking with the Agl Rose, if you happen to throw him onto an AGL team by chance, maybe for Super Battle Road or something. He's a great support unit for that. Definitely a great support unit for that. He's got Brutal Beatdown, Big Bad Bosses, Fierce Battle, the usual kind of thing. These two links right here are not really used, so kind of a weird link in my opinion. But I mean, he's an older character, so they're going to apparently give that to him. In terms of what he does after he transforms, I'll show you the super attack at the end in terms of what it does, because if I keep doing this kanji all keeps coming up. But basically, when he transforms, he then turns into his own big attacker, essentially. He does not start providing the extra attack boosts or ki boosts or anything to your allies, essentially. He's just like UI Goku, where UI Goku loses that defense, but he gains that high chance to dodge the enemy, so it's kind of a, you win some, you lose some, essentially, if that kind of makes sense. But anyway, his passive skill turns into, at the beginning of the turn, you regain 15% of your HP, your own attack and defense go up by 130%, and all super types enemies' defense goes down by 80%. Okay? Chu no Teki no defense 80% down right there. Now, if this actually works the way I think it, and I hope it's supposed to work, this means you can take down guys that maybe have a good amount of HP and they got a high defense. Here it's like, oh, well, actually, I can just take that guy down right now. But it'll be interesting to see if that actually works, because as right now we know, minusing or taking down someone's defense, like greatly lowering defense with somebody, doesn't do anything unless it's a Broly stage. That's the only time it ever works. Again, we'll have to see if that's the case here. I'm not really sure. So, and then lastly, when he's transformed, you have a high chance to stun the enemy, Takai, okay, which you can see the kanji right there, means that you are going to have a high chance to stun your opponent, which is pretty cool. Which actually brings him in line with like the Int 1 originally. That is a decent support unit, although that 50% kind of kills him sometimes. So anyway, though, that's basically what he does right there. Overall, obviously what you'd expect from a pretty good card like this. I never expected him to be bad, but I don't know. I'll go for if I'm going to go for him or not, or if you should as well. I mean, in the end, it's your choice if you want to go for him. But let's take a look at the other two cards. First card up right here is this Physical Goku. Now, you might be asking, is this a new card? What is this Physical Goku? No, he Dokkan Awakens from this Physical Goku right here. I know, that really old card we have not touched in a long, long time. So that's pretty cool right there. I personally don't have him though, so we can't really do it. Now, his passive is that he will lower int types attack and defense by 43%, and then you have his super attack, which will greatly lower defense. Kind of generic stuff right there. His passive, again, pretty generic. For every key that you obtain, your attack goes up by 10% and your defense goes up by 20%. So if you were really heavy into the nuking, or maybe you had that Weiris card, the Beerus and Whis summon, that is that fusion of them, and then, because they can change orbs and everything like that. If you happen to maybe make the orbs work for you in that favor, then he can maybe tank a decent amount, especially maybe on Super Battle Road. Again, though, I'm not really sure how well it would really benefit you. He's really, again, a really outdated card. So it's unfortunate, but, I don't think we really expected much from it. It's cool that he gets a Dokkan Awaken. It's cool that he gets it. Again, just, I don't see many people running him. So, and then finally, the Agl Turles AGL gets a Dokkan Awaken as well. His leader skill, Ki +2, HP attack and defense up 30% for everybody. Still a medium chance to stun. I think it was a medium chance, or it might have been a Tokidoki. I don't have him, so. Or I do. Oh, wait, do I have them? I don't remember, honestly, because I never use them. This one is pretty interesting. Beforehand, it was like if your key was 9 or above, you got a big attack boost, essentially. But this one basically guarantees a super attack for you. So if your key is 9 or above, you get Ki +3, and then attack up 90%, and a Tokidoki chance to change into a Great Ape. Tokidoki, of course, means like kind of a sometimes, or kind of not a medium chance. I think it's like a 30% chance, maybe 25% chance to do something in terms of if you're trying to directly translate from numbers into katakana here, or sorry, into hiragana. So I guess take it with a grain of salt in terms of the ape mechanics. The ape mechanics still needs to be updated, in my opinion, because when you go ape, you don't carry over the ability system buffs that you've given somebody, so you can't like get a critical, you can't dodge or anything like that. I mean, granted, you don't need to dodge, but you kind of get the idea though. So again, cool he gets a Dokkan Awaken, but I don't particularly see him being used that much. So, I mean, unless you want to, again, run a Great Apes team, then by all means, go ahead. So, the big question is to really go for this guy or not. And honestly, I'm going to say, for my personal self, I'm going to say no. And the reason I'm going to say that is because if the category itself, when it says movie bosses, okay? Now, again, that could include Beerus and Golden Frieza, which again, Golden Frieza is a villain, but it could include Beerus from that perspective. And if it is, cool, but again, you have to realize there aren't many movies out, and will they even include Beerus and Golden Frieza? Because yes, they are movie bosses, but they were also in the show because the show rehashed the first 2 movies. So I'm assuming yes, they will include them in there, but just looking at my phone right now, because I have my phone, by the way, right next to me to check out the game characters, and just going over some of these guys, like I know you're going to have LR Broly, obviously, or any of the Brolys, well, except for maybe SSJ 3, because he's not from a movie, he's from a game. So, any of these Brolys, basically, those are movie villains, technically, so they should work. So, LR Broly is one, and thankfully, this Turles is a support unit until he transforms, so that's going to help these guys. The one after that, though, would be like Strength Janemba, Physical Cooler, and so that's only 3 right there. If you can include a Beerus and Golden Frieza, which again is 5, but you still need 1 more. Well, actually, no, it's 5. So that's a whole team right there, but that's like your best team, technically. In terms of other bosses from movies, you can maybe have the AGL Tapion, because again, Tapion himself's not the boss, but when he transforms, he is a boss, so maybe technically he is in the category. Again, I'm not really sure. The category hasn't been put into the game just yet at the time of this recording. By the time you're seeing this, though, it could be like, oh, Talent comment, it's already been updated. We already know what it is, so hard to say on that one. But other than that, though, I don't personally see the point of going for him. And again, the other thing when it comes to this guy is that if he is released tomorrow on April Fool's Day, you know this is going to be around for about 2 weeks. We potentially get something in the middle there, and I covered this in a video about Golden Week and everything, which will be at the end of the video if you want to go ahead and check that out. Golden Week, though, will probably bring something a lot more hype than this right now. I'm not saying this guy's bad. He's a really good card, but it's very limited in his category right now. It needs to build a little bit more before you could really have this. If this had been just simply boss characters, I'd be going for him. I honestly would. I'd be going for this guy like that. It'd be great. But he's movie boss characters, and that's it. Even if he includes like Beerus, the Beerus movie and the Golden Frieza movie and things like that, it's still very limited in terms of that. So I don't know. We'll have to see what it is. But anyway, I want to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. Are you going to be going for this guy? Are you going to maybe throw just a few stones at him? Are you going to go hardcore for him? Again, me personally, I'm not going to go for him at all. So I will try to still do a, showcase of him if possible. I'll definitely be doing my free-to-play guide on how to take him down, a normal guide on how to take him down. And if I happen to see him in the friend system, and maybe I'll try to take him on the Super Battle Road, because again, maybe with the Extreme AGL team, there are a few guys you can still throw in there and they're still going to get a boost. We'll have to see what's going to go from there. So anyway, guys, that's going to be it for the video. Make sure you hit that notification down below, because YouTube's pretty broken right now in terms of seeing videos in the sub box and everything. A lot of my videos have not been showing up, so make sure you go ahead and hit that if you want to see my videos every single time they pop up. Leave a like if you like the video. Subscribe if you happen to be new. Until next time, everyone, I will see you all in the next one.